So maybe you had this battle inside of your mind. You want to tell your parents about your addiction so they can help you in your recovery. But at the same time, you know that during those family dinners and suppers, they usually talk about you and about your whole family. And you don't want this to become the topic of a conversation randomly and they start talking with other person of your family about your addictions. You want them to actually be able to trust them. They will keep your secrets and you don't know how to tell them. It's scary, right? In this video I'll exactly talk about that, but before talking about all of that, who am I? My name is Wesley and my mission is to help prevent 1,000 men from getting to killing themselves because of porn addiction, literally getting to suicidal thoughts because of this one addiction. These are my type of videos, and if that interests you, make sure you subscribe. I'll tell you right now, an healthy brain is able to manage stress. An healthy brain is able to manage anxiety. An healthy brain is able to cope with depression easily. You won't even feel depression. But what are you in what state right now? In what stage are you? Because you're fapping every day to porn. Because you constantly look at naked pixels of women on your phone and you ejaculate to that. What happened is that your brain is at an unhealthy state. And what happened with that? He's having real problems managing your stress effectively, managing your anxiety effectively, and managing your depression symptoms effectively. What happened through that is that because of the surge of dopamine that you have inside of your brain when you go and do that, your brain is constantly needing this in order for him to operate. And what happened is that this makes him unhealthy. And this unhealthy point makes you have even more stress in your life, even more anxious, and become depressive. And all of that could be prevented if you only stopped your addiction. If finally you would be able to accomplish your goals. If finally you would choose to work towards those instead of working towards actually watching porn and fapping to this every day. And you know what? I actually want you free from this. I want you to be able to choose and see the good point of it all. To actually be able to free yourself from it and see all the benefits that I keep on talking about. Because yes, I'm free. Yes, I actually enjoy these benefits. But it's sad for you to only be able to hear others talk about it and not being able to actually experience it, right? I want you to be able to experience this and then tell me, was it worth it? Was it actually worth all the efforts that you put in? And you will see, I'm pretty sure you will say yes, but I don't want to make guesses. I want you to actually get free and then tell me about it. So in order for you to get free, alone is harder, and as you know, I'm a coach, I offer help, and being with someone that knows what he's talking about is always greater than being alone. So first thing down in the description, you know what to do. And on that, I'll continue directly with the video about the family. First of all, this video is not a recommendation for you to go and talk about it with your parents. I'm just saying, if you want to do it, these are things that I would do, right? I didn't tell my parents when I was addicted, but that's just a personal choice, right? There's people that actually want their parents with them on their side, and I'm making this video for them because I know the way to actually tell them. And first of all, this may seem logic, but I'm telling this anyway. Choose the right timing. What happened is that maybe you know your father. Every time he comes back from work, he's always kind of tensed up. He's always angry, and you don't want to really talk with others, right? You just want to relax at that point. That's maybe not the best time for you to go and say, hey, I want to talk with you, and sit them at the table and start talking with them, right? You want to choose a right, good moment. Maybe right now there was an argue and everyone was arguing with everyone. That's not the best time for you to just go and say, hey, I want to talk to all of you, go sit at the table, right? You want to pick a good place, pick an environment where it is calm, where everyone is not really occupied, right? Maybe they're all watching something on the TV right now, and you say to them, hey, I want to talk with all of you, but I need your calm and I need you to listen to me. And now with this, you kind of planned an environment where it is calm, where everyone is there listening to you, and now you're able to actually open yourself and tell everyone about it. And it's not obligated to be everyone, right? Maybe you just want your mother to be not interested, but to be knowledgeable on that, right? Maybe you just want your mother to know your situation. So then you pick your mother aside when it is a good time for her and a good time for you, right? Because you're the one telling. So don't take a moment where you just relapse to start talking with everybody, right? Pick a moment where you've made great progress. Maybe it's been 2 weeks that you went without fapping, and now you want to tell maybe your mom about it. Tell, hey, it's been 2 weeks, Nana. I'm trying to quit this. It's been months and months I'm trying, but right now I'm making good progress, and this is the reason that I keep on doing it, but I want to work on this. And you start to talk about it. You open yourself to the person that you chose just to talk about it, right? Now you need to be open and honest, right? Don't start lying and say, oh, I keep on fapping, but I only fap like twice a month. Don't say that if you actually relapse for a whole week, and then you restart kind of relapsing and things like that, right? Stay true to yourself and just tell the facts. Say like, oh, I was addicted for like 5 years and now I'm actively trying to quit. Or just don't specify the 5 years. But like, don't start lying and say, oh, I just started this addiction and I'm trying to quit. No. You didn't just start it. It's been years upon years that you're on this. You're not obligated to tell it, but don't lie about it. Be honest and be direct. Don't turn around the bush and beating around the bush saying other things, right? Just say directly what you want to say, and tack after it's finished, and you go back to your recovery, to your other things, to work, to other things, right? Stop saying vague things just to turn around. Now, if you really visualize this, everyone, let's say you want to talk with everyone, right? So everyone at the table with you, maybe on the middle of the table, and you actually start the subject and you say, oh, I want to share with you an information about me, something that I'm going through right now, and I want you to all be knowledgeable of it. And now you start to tell everyone that you were addicted and you're actively trying to quit. You're making real big efforts to quit, and you pinpoint the fact that it is like an addiction to heroin or an addiction to drugs, but it's to porn. And now you're actually trying to quit. You need help from them. You need support. You need something from them, right? So you tell them all of that. But you need to be prepared, because they won't just say, oh, okay, great, and go back and do their things, right? They may actually try to convince you to do otherwise, or have things to say, sorry. But what I mean is that they will have reactions, right? Some will be happy that you tell them, and maybe if you open yourself to someone that is not ready or not a good person, he may even judge you, right? And that's things that happen, right? You can't actually prevent everyone and make everyone live the way you want them to live. So you have to be prepared that people will have kind of reactions, and just be there with your calm and just there ready. Now, as I mentioned in the example that I gave, you open to them and you tell them you want support, right? But you need to specify what kind of support do you need. Do you need just daily check-ins and them just telling you, hey, or how are you in your journey? Or maybe you don't even want them to be kind of interested into your recovery. You just want them to be able to listen to you, and you tell them their struggles. You tell them maybe your relapses, things like that, right? Do you want a listening ear, or do you just want people to check in on you and make sure to keep you accountable? You have to actually tell them what you're needing from them, right? Because they can't guess what you need from them if you don't actually tell them. And in your discussion, it's important to add boundaries. Maybe you don't actually want them to talk about it with everyone, but you have to specify it. You can't guess from them that they won't tell everyone about it, right? I said something to my mother once. It wasn't about an addiction, it was something else, but it wasn't really a secret, but I wanted to keep it for myself, and I told my mother about it. but I didn't actually said to her, hey, don't talk about it with everyone, right? Just keep it to yourself. And what happened, literally 3 days later, someone came to my house. It was a family member, and he was talking with me about it. And I was like, what? Why? Like, I thought it was between me and my mother. So I just talked with him about it, and I was like, oh, great, okay. I keep on talking about it, and after I go see my mom, and I'm like, why are you talking about this with family members? Like, I didn't told you, I didn't specify to you to not talk about it with everyone, but I thought like you already knew. And this made me realize people, you guess that they know something, right? You guess that, oh, right, it's just logic, right? If I'm telling you this, like for example, the porn addiction, you tell your mom about your porn addiction, for you it's logic that she don't go outside and tell everyone about it. But you still need to specify it, because sometimes things happen and your things can get out, right? And this, in my case, it wasn't a secret, right? It was just an information, but it was an information that I wanted to keep between me and my mom, and she went around and spread it to everyone, right? So I was like, why? But in your case, yeah, it is a secret, but still specify it. Set your boundaries and say, I don't want other people to know about my situation, so keep it to yourself. And also, maybe you don't want them to actually talk to you about it, right? The daily check-ins that I was mentioning, maybe you don't want them. And actually, people talking with you about it makes you kind of uneasy. You just want people to be there to listen to you. So this, you also have to mention it, right? You have to set your boundaries. I don't want to talk about it with you. I just want you to be there to listen to me, right? This is a boundary, and this just specifies the kind of help and support you need. And it's important to put boundaries, because without boundaries, people are there just guessing what you need, and you won't receive full help from that. So actually tell them. And on that, I'll actually ask you to take care of yourself. Mwah.